Поздоровайся с нашими друзьями.
Здравствуйте.
Как видите, Жанна с нами, все нормально, никуда не.
Здравствуйте.
По просьбе наших друзей. Моргни, пожалуйста. Не так. Моргни. Спасибо. Надеюсь, вы довольны. Вы попросили? Извини, продолжим. Здесь, на планете Земля. Ответь, пожалуйста.
Да, больше, чем вам хотелось бы, но гораздо меньше, чем вы надеетесь. Наполняет тебя изнутри то, что и по передаче им помогать истинному суфию. Какой это святой человек? Вот, как бы
Understand what the most important thing in our lives is. What for we have come to this world in January.
которая как бы агитирует сознание, то есть потеря такого, такое возникает вот просто невесомости и пространства.
Вот просто невесомости и пространства.
И людей, которые развиваются как
Я
личность,
только что
становятся... Подмена есть такая система, что связана с тем, что ты должен стать суперчеловеком. А для того, чтобы стать этим суперчеловеком, нужно задействовать все возможности.
Метод регрессии прошлых жизней. В духовный мир не просто мир, у него
сохраняется ли ее какая-то самоидентификация.
Но часто, даже сами пациенты, они постоянно пребывать в духе, как сохранять.
А не выходить из него и не прогонять.
Знания астрономии и космологии, в частности, о самой яркой звезде созвездия Большого Пса, о звезде Сириус. И вот действительно мы нашли тому много подтверждений, упоминаний в их
таки касается вот с одной стороны людей. Люди хотят духовно развиваться и идут на это, чтобы, получить какую-то свободу, вот идти
себя вот этим непроницаемым пламенем, но ведь
как раскрывает меня изнутри. То есть мне не нужно это все, сознание рисовало всплеск.
Хороший всплеск.
Даже вот приняв такое решение, прожить этот день вот по-настоящему. Понял, что это есть некая...
We do know that a few of the kids were pulled out for special projects, and there was an attempt made on certain ones to develop extremely high-level psi abilities. One part of that project that I was in charge of was canceled.
The Boys from Brazil scenario?
Something like that, right. And another part of the project which was ongoing was, of course, the one of attempting, as they've attempted for a long time, to create a crossbreed between humans and reptilians. And there's a formal name for this project. It was called Project God's Edge.
God's edge?
Edge, E-D-G-E, God as it's normally spelled. I won't use the name of the man who is in charge of this project because he is still working for the government, and he is a friend of mine, and I don't wish to cause him extreme embarrassment or trouble.
On the cutting edge of godly genetics.
Yes.
Outdoing the Creator, outperforming the Creator in every perceivable way. This is the motto of the Luciferian hierarchy on the planet. Right, and the aliens, that is the Orion group, the Draconians, the Leberons who had the technology, plus the Syrians who now in there very heavily all had this technology, who knew how to implement it. They knew that we were sufficiently advanced to build whatever they gave us instructions to build, which is what we did.
That's another thing that's spoken about that's very controversial in this community. People refer to reptilians as extraterrestrials. He says reptilians exist, but they're not extraterrestrial. They're of the human species. You can call them a different race within the human species, but they're not coming from a different planet right now. Could you say that maybe they originated from a different place millions of years ago? We all did. So sure. But right now, what you would call the individuals who shapeshift, that's all real. There are individuals who shapeshift and use it for good purposes. There are individuals who shapeshift and use it for negative purposes. The individuals who shapeshift, who use it for negative purposes, are human beings. Call them reptilians if you want. Just like they're white people and black people, you can call them reptilians, sure. But the big emphasis over here is that right now, they're not coming from a different place. They are of the human race. They are the species of humanity.
And they walk among us.
And they walk among us. And they walk among us. But again, just like there are shapeshifters who are part of that side of things that do terrible stuff, there are shapeshifters who do great stuff and use it for divine purposes. TLS is a perfect example of that. The head of the New York chapter of TLS, she's a woman, she's a shapeshifter. She uses it with great intent. So whatever you want to call her, you can call her. She's a human being. She was born and raised here on Earth. She has a mother and a father. She has a family just like all of us. She just has a genetic predisposition that allows her to be able to shapeshift her form into something else. So that's just one distinction.
Have you ever seen any of this happen in front of your eyes?
I'm not allowed to speak about what I've seen personally. It's part of my instructions.
Okay.
But that's maybe why Ray is being brought up in the way that he's being brought up. And that's also maybe why Ray is held anonymous. I understand that, like, his concerns.
And they created an entire civilization inside our planet with high-speed trains, everything that still exists. Reptilians remain in low numbers underground. The reptilians use their weapon, which is to create hybrids. They simply abduct humans, mix the DNA with the reptilian, and they basically run the show here.
Totally convinced that this world is not what you think it is. It's made up of other entities and other life forms that you've never been introduced to. It's a whole world of knowledge that you don't know anything about.
Say, well, you better not talk about the reptilians. Well, bull. Why not? According to the Andromedans, they're responsible for 31,712 children disappearing in the last 25 years from the United States.
क्या हो बाबू? अरे खोलो ना इसको. क्या हो बाबू? ए बाबू, ए बेटा. कौन सा प्रॉब्लम है यार इसके?
Allegations true that you were secretly a lizard? I'm gonna have to go with no on that. I am not a lizard. But keep the high quality comments coming in, please. This is surely on track to be a great live Q&A if we continue getting stuff at that level of quality. The allegations true that you were secretly a lizard?
special top-secret folder. This folder in its entirety contains information about aliens who visited our planet. Along with this, you are given a report of the absolutely secret special service.
Знаете абсолютно все. Ну вот, например, прилетали на Землю инопланетяне. Вот те самые зеленые человечки.
Марьяна, значит, рассказываю вам первый и последний раз. Вместе с передачей чемодана с ядерными кодами президенту страны приносят специальную папку. На ней написано «Совершенно секретно». И она целиком и полностью посвящена пришельцам, которые посетили нашу планету. Одновременно предоставляется доклад от абсолютно закрытой спецслужбы, которая занимается контролем пришельцев на территории нашей страны. Значит, две эти папки передаются вместе с ядерным чемоданом. После прекращения полномочий, соответственно, эти папки передаются новому президенту. Не буду, потому что это может вызвать панику.
Of $3 or maybe even more $1 billion a year, which is a greater amount in revenue that we're spending on this than the whole revenue of our company was the year before we filed to go public in 2012.
Thank you.
Content and safety review, and I believe our budget is
the lizard man down at the lemonade stand. He gave me a cup or two of his famous homemade lizard brew.